super cool. You pin it to your lapel, and it takes a photo every 30 seconds, and so it's like a photo journal of your life. And Narrative had this problem when they came to us. They were like, hey, well, actually, they just used our software and did this, but after it, they said, hey, this is what we thought. We have this camera, and people don't really know how to use it. They don't install our upload software. We're finding it really hard to communicate with them. And so what happens now is when you buy this Narrative clip, Autopilot actually listens to segment events, which send from the actual physical hardware back to the phone, back to the Autopilot API, and so it will know your usage of the device. And so if your usage slows over time, the customer journey will actually change based on your usage of the Narrative camera, which is really cool. And then Grow, which is the last one. So QWise are an IT services consulting company. They're pretty big, you may know them, and they promote webinars and events like tonight, and really grow their audience using different Autopilot journeys. And they can actually tell which events people are more likely to go to and change the journey as a result. And I'll show you kind of, I don't want to talk too high level tonight, I'm a really practical guy, so I'm going to show you sort of how this all works. So Wine Time, my newly registered LLC, is a global wine merchant, and they sell online and inside sales. So I'm sure eventually, if you guys, maybe you already have inside sales, or you're growing a startup, and you'll eventually maybe have someone who's responsible for sales. And so if you think about statistically, 76% of people that fill in a form on your website or inquire or interact with you in any way are actually not ready to buy immediately when they first interact. And Australia is really bad at this. I think we're probably the worst company in the world, the worst country in the world, where we think we see opportunity on our website and we strike it while it's hot, which is great. But in reality, most people aren't ready to buy. They're interacting and they're trying to learn information about your business. And so if you really think through the holistic customer journey, the expectations of most people in this room, I'm sure, are much higher and better than what you deliver today on your website or in your app. And so we always think about that as well. And don't worry, we're screwing up many of these things as well. We're always improving. Where we try and think about the experience we want a customer to have when they sign up for Autopilot, or maybe when their usage slips, like what do we want to say to them. And so we think about that a lot. So I'm going to show you with Wine Time, I created this with. At the moment today, Wine Time, you download the wine catalog, the global distribution catalog, and our salespeople immediately hammer you. And I'm going to show you how we can change that experience. They're also not staying in touch frequently enough with old leads and customers. We all know that most of your new business will actually come from existing customers or previous customers. So I'll show you how to do that really quickly. Don't worry, this demo goes for like 6 minutes. We'll get back to the video later. And they also want an easy solution that connects themselves. I left that in there because I sort of legally had to with the Dreamforce thing, but it can connect with anything. No one heard that, but please don't tweet that. So I'm going to try and switch to this mic now so I can continue to talk. Is that? Is this good? Okay, cool. Oh, whoops, wrong account. This may be our master account. I'll show you that though if you want to see it as well. So this is Wine Time. This is the site. It's time for Wine Time. Wine for every pallet shipped globally. So at the moment, what's happening is people are downloading the catalog. They fill it in and they get called by a salesperson, which is generally how most companies start. You fill in a form, salesperson calls you, or maybe you email them. And we can see in the feed, I just visited the site, and it already knows who I am because I've obviously done this demo a few times. So in Autopilot, you create journeys, and we try to make it really incredibly easy to use. In fact, we've studied our users a lot and the interactions that they have in the application. We're really good friends with the people at a company called fullstory.com, and so if you're testing out your app and you want to know how people interact with it, it's a fantastic solution. I highly recommend it. I don't have shares or I haven't invested in that company, I genuinely really like it. So one of the things you realize when creating Autopilot is most people don't know where to start, so you start with this blank canvas and it's kind of confusing. So we have this guide book built in, and it's like an iTunes store for what we call marketing journeys. So you can go in here and just steal all of our knowledge and We've had contributions from companies like Dropbox, Zendesk, and a whole bunch of other companies that we've had in on our webinars that you may or may not have seen or listened to. And they've actually contributed to this. We've also analyzed the data from the best performing journeys that our customers have, reached out to them and said, hey, do you mind if we use a version of this? These include assets, examples of copy. So if you're getting started out, we have basically a free plan to start as well. So you can go in here and just like implement all of these, and it's not going to cost you anything for a year, which is really great. And you can also contribute to this. If there's really amazing marketers in the room and they want to contribute, you can actually build your own guides and submit them into the store as well. So I'm not going to do the guide thing today. I'm going to start from scratch here and build out a journey for my wine time site. So I'll call this my wine time journey. And I can't spell journey, but that's all we call that. So in Autopilot, for those that are unfamiliar, we have these things called triggers, actions, and conditions. So a trigger is something that triggers the journey and starts the sequence of events. And action is things like sending an email, messaging a team on Slack, changing a variant on a page in Optimizely, maybe sending an SMS. You can send physical things in the mail as well, or anything to do with Salesforce. Conditions as well, just check that action. So do they still belong to a certain segment of my customers? Have they submitted a form? Have they visited a certain page? All different things. Does the field have a certain value? So with wine time at the moment, if we think about this sequence of events, we've got the form submitted trigger, and then we have the what's really happening in Salesforce here. A lead's being assigned, a task is going out to the salesperson, and this is sort of what our journey looks like if we hadn't mapped it out. We actually designed this canvas by watching and talking to a lot of marketers, and when they would explain to us what they wanted, they would draw on a whiteboard and they would use the different shapes. And so we actually just stole exactly how they worked, which is great. And so it seems, a lot of people ask me, they say, does this get sort of crazy after a while? And it definitely does, but as you build out huge journeys, but people seem to really love being able to visually draw out everything as they're thinking it through. And it definitely helps you plan better and think about the communications that you're sending. So if you think about it, after we submit the form, one of the things I like to do is add the customers to a list. And I've already created a list. It's called downloaded catalog, just so I know for future reference who are the people that have downloaded the catalog. And then after that, I want to send them an email related to wine, and I'm just going to shift these shapes down a little bit because they're getting in the way. The other thing I really like to do, which some people get really angry about, but a lot of people respond really well, is if my sales team are going to call someone, I like to give them a heads up and send them an SMS before they call. We've actually studied this, and if you send people an SMS, it's more likely they'll accept and answer our call and interact with us better. So I'll show you quickly how to set that up as well. So with most marketing automation systems, one of the things that really pissed me off when I was working in my own startups and evaluating these technologies is that you have a really nice website like my Wine Time website, and you have a form, and you have all this existing work. Most companies today have landing pages, they have forms, they've invested in all of this infrastructure. The challenge is you go and implement, or you go and talk to someone like HubSpot, and they're like, you know what, you're going to have to change all your forms, you need to bring a landing page, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to charge like $100,000, and and then we're going to steal your book idea. And so, that was a bad joke. And then so here what we did was we said, why can't it just be as easy as pasting the URL of where the form is, and I'll give it a name like the catalog form. And I didn't do any, I had nothing to do with this, so I'm not going to take credit, but our really good developers have figured out a way to basically capture almost any form on the web. And it figures out the structure of that form, so you can see here the 4 fields. And so if you have multiple forms on the page, it's going to find them. And then it's going to automatically figure out where they should belong in the database. But you can change these if you want. So you can go in and add a custom field or choose another one if you get it wrong. And sometimes we do because, doing this stuff's hard. And so you continue to add the shape. And now every lead that comes through that form is going to be captured in here. I'll show you how this all plays out live as well. And then with the SMS, I'll be like, hi, and then I can use the personalization variable. Hi, in my case, Mike, we will give you a call soon. And then of course I want to assign the lead. I'm currently the only sales rep at Wine Time, so I'll pick myself. But you could assign it to a group if you wanted. And then here I'll just say as a task, follow up, sales lead, and I'll set a reminder for 3 days later, set the priority to high. And of course if you don't use Salesforce, don't let this phase you. We can work with a whole bunch of things through Zapier. We're also about to support Salesforce IQ, which is Relate IQ since the acquisition. So here, I'll go ahead and select an email. So the first email I want to send is this wine pairings email. And I'm going to tap edit and go in and edit this email. So you can see everything's in line. It's all highly editable. You can upload existing templates from other services like MailChimp if you're using something like that, and it'll automatically read those templates as well. Here in the subject line, I'm just going to add something personal to it. So I'll add my personalization variable here. I'll say first name, have you tried these 3 wine pairings? And I can go in and edit the email. I'm not going to show you that because it's not that exciting, but you get the idea. So I'll publish that out, and so I've got this sort of good journey. It's doing a lot for me, but it's not really doing a lot for the person who downloads the catalog. So what I want to do is wait 10 days after they download the catalog, and I want to find out a little bit more about them. And what I'm going to do is add what we call a condition. So I've lost my mouse cursor.